Tesla may be the world's most popular electric car maker, but it's struggling to keep its sales lead over the competition, specifically from China. In 2020, Tesla was outsold by BYD. That's China's top EV manufacturer by nearly 3-1. But last year, BYD significantly closed that gap, selling more than 900,000 EVs, nearly matching Tesla sales from the year before. Meanwhile, Tesla delivered more than 1.3 million cars. That's just a 40% increase from the year before. BYD's impressive sales boom could be attributed to the exploding Chinese electric car market. More than 800,000 EVs were sold in the U.S. last year, a nearly 66% jump from 2021. But Chinese EV sales have eclipsed U.S. totals in recent years, with Chinese consumers buying more than 6 times the number of electric car sales as their American counterparts. Well, China's got about 1 billion more people than we do, so I guess that makes sense. But for more on this, we're joined by Lauren Fix, founder and editor-in-chief of Car Coach Reports. Call me out on that. Am I wrong? They got 1 billion more people, so they're going to buy more electric vehicles?
Right. China is the #1 car buyer in the entire world. And India is coming in at #3, but soon they're going to be #2. And you think about all these people that purchase vehicles, especially with incentives, it's going to increase their market share by dramatic folds.
Well, tell me about China then. Does BYD and other firms like it, do they just have structural advantages there that allow them to roll out cars faster and better than American companies?
Well, I would say faster. I don't know about better as far as quality. I think that there's a lot of car manufacturers who make some pretty impressive product. And when you're looking at Tesla, they came on the market not selling themselves as an electric car, but selling themselves as a tech product. And they did a great job cutting into the U.S. And then when they expanded into China, they had to make a partnership with China where China owned part of the factory. And that means they had access to all the technology. So they just stole it, which is typical of what China does. And in 2000, they decided we're going to take over this market. And they've really invested in literally every aspect from the raw materials to producing everything there and coming in because their labor costs are substantially less. They came in and they just literally took the market. And car manufacturers are producing in China, but China will take what they need because they have to own half of whatever company builds there. And they go ahead and they compete against that company because they try to eliminate that company.
Well, yeah, if you can go ahead and steal someone's patent protections that they have in another country, that's going to make you pretty competitive. I think that's the answer right there to whether or not the structural advantages in China are helping BYD overcome Tesla. But is there anything specific with Tesla or maybe some Ford or Nissan, some of the other countries and other car companies that create EVs here?
Well, one thing that's really important to note, it's not just stealing the technology, which they have no issue with there. It's owning all the mines, up to 70% of the mines that are around the world for cobalt, cadmium, mercury, neodymium. There's 7 rare earth minerals, and China owns the bulk of them. When they own the bulk of them, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to say, fine, you can buy it from us. We now control the industry. But there's a little bit more to this that I don't think many people are talking about. They're trying to demand that we all buy electric vehicles, that it's more fuel efficient, it's a better way to go, we can produce them for less, etc. But while we're all trying to go as green as possible, they're producing new coal plants, new nuclear power plants, and they're building them like crazy in order to meet their energy needs. They're not eliminating gasoline-powered cars. They're making everything. They want to own the whole auto industry, like they have done with technology and a few other industries, and that is their goal, and they're going to make it happen no matter what it takes.
All right, Lauren Fix, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.